But she has a company called Anaphase Store, and as I say, she is an absolute force of nature, and we thought it's about time we had Carly back in to tell us more. Good morning, Carly.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Not too bad, thank you.
Good girl, good girl. Now then, Carly, I don't know, it was probably, about 6 months or so ago?
Probably, yeah, about that.
You were in with us,
yeah.
And whenever you do come in on the programme, you are absolutely, as we said, a force of nature. You have so much going on. You have got so much enthusiasm for the world of business, and it absolutely blows me away. So what we should do, first and foremost, for those people that maybe didn't hear you before, and if they didn't, it's a black mark against them, but there we are. Please, just give us a little rundown of how you've got to here and now, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the present and the future in due course. So,
okay.
Who is Carly Thompsett?
So I'm from Portsmouth.
Right.
So I grew up down Portsmouth.
Yep.
I struggled with dyslexia. So during school, I had a hard time. Didn't get any marks. Didn't really do anything. I was told not to bother, so I took their advice. I then didn't really do much with life after that. I then lost my granddad. Had a bit of a meltdown, I'd say. Moved to Cardiff. I then found the Prince's Trust. They do an enterprise program where you sort of set up your business. I went through with them, set up my business nearly 4 years ago now, so it's quite a while.
Yep.
I've become volunteers. I'm business mentor for them. So yeah, it's quite a bit of a mixed story, but a lot of people connect with me because of the start I had.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. But I mean, you seem to me to have that one great start quality, which is confidence.
Thank you.
And I mean, that's just so important, isn't it, in every walk of life, but,
Yeah.
but particularly in business.
Definitely. People won't take you seriously unless you sass them a little bit.
Sass them. That's the phrase I need. So, okay, you have been very fortunate that you were able to get involved with Prince Charles and the
Yes.
Prince of Wales Trust.
That's right, yeah.
And just tell us a little bit about how that absolutely has changed your life and the way you look at it.
Oh, hugely. If it wasn't for the Princess Trust in general, I wouldn't be where I am now. All
Right.
the help they've given me, all the opportunities that they've given me. So in that, obviously, I've met Prince Charles, was invited to Buckingham Palace.
Right.
So all of these opportunities I don't think I would have got without them. So they're a huge part of my life, and I always want to give back to them because they gave me
absolutely.
the life I have now.
Yeah,
so.
no, absolutely. I mean, and over the years, I appreciate the Prince's Trust has helped literally thousands and thousands
Yeah.
of people in all walks of life. But I mean, there can be nothing better than getting people started in the world of work and business, because clearly, as you have told me already, now you yourself are starting to look at bringing more people on in your business as well.
That's right, yeah.
So, let's just give people a little taster then. Anaphase Store,
That's right,
what's
yeah.
it all about?
Well, the way I advertise is I sell everything but the kitchen sink. It's probably
Right.
a bit easier to say because
Yeah.
I literally do so much. I started out with t-shirts. I've grown it a little bit more, so every year it gets a bit bigger. So now I do candles, bath bombs, tote bags, I do shoes, pretty much everything.
Pretty much
everything.
Well, that's fine. So now, obviously, with Christmas coming up, it's going to be a busy time for you.
Definitely, yeah. It's already started already, and we're in the middle of November.
Dare we say the Christmas? Well, we have said the Christmas words, so there we are. Brilliant. Well, Carly, thank you. That's set the scene for people. So we'll talk more now in a short while about your life and your career. But I'm going to get the opportunity to play a piece of music. You're learning something, aren't you?
Definitely, I am. Yeah.
Yes. Now you have indeed met Prince Charles.
I have, yeah.
Tell us what he's like.
Well, he was actually really nice. When he sort of walked into the room, I was really nervous. I thought he was going to be, a bit arrogant because he's royal, and I was really nervous.
Yep.
But when he came over, I think he expects people to be that nervous, that he instantly put you at ease. He
Yes.
was shaking your hand, he was joking with you, he was talking to me about eBay. So I think
Right.
he's just used to people being sort of tense and scared that he puts them instantly at ease. He was really nice. He chatted about loads of things. He spoke to every single person for about 5 minutes.
Brilliant.
And there was about 30 people in the room, so...
Fabulous. And of course you also went to Buckingham Palace for a garden party, did you not?
Yeah, I did.
Well, there we are. We'd better find out more about that again afterwards. But we'll break for the news that's coming up now at 9:30. But we will talk more more to Carly Thompsett, who's my first guest this morning on Come On In Here. Keep whistling. Ah, yes, Dock of the Bay, one of our favourites. Otis Redding. Thank you ever so much for joining me this morning. I'm Kerry Stennett. This is Radio Cardiff. It's Come On In. It's our sort of magazine programme that we have every Tuesday morning between 9 and 11 here on our fine station. And as we said, Otis Redding starts off our second half hour of the show. Mr. Greg Harrison is with me. I like to call him Mr. every now and again because at the moment he owes me money. So, you know, if I'm polite to him, he may pay me back. I don't know. Greg, you're in fine fettle this morning.
I certainly am, yeah. I'm feeling pretty good.
Good man. Well, we're talking to Carly Thompsett. Now, Carly's a chum of ours on the station here. She has been in to see us before. She is an entrepreneur par excellence. I don't know how many more sort of vaguely French words we can use, but there's a few there. Entrepreneur par excellence.
Par excellence.
Oui, oui, monsieur. Sacré bleu. That's it. And all that sort of stuff. Carly, joking apart, you have picked up a couple of awards recently, and we need to find out about them. So please, tell us, what are these latest gongs for?
So the first big one, I'd say, was from the Princess Trust.
Right.
It was the Enterprise Award. So I was put forward by someone who works at the Trust. I was then, I'm not sure how many people I was against, but I would go against someone from NatWest who sponsored the award.
Okay.
Would then go through all the... not the auditions, the applications even, would see who they thought would be the worthy winner, and happened to be me. So the ceremony was on the 18th of October.
Brilliant.
And that was at Cardiff Museum. So that was good. We had loads of people, filled out the auditorium. We had a radio presenter presenting all the awards and playing all the music and making it all fancy. The other two were from a 2018 Welsh Enterprise Awards. The first one was the Best Clothing Retailer of 2018, and the other was the Leading Providers of Niche Clothing and Homeware Products of 2018.
Wow.
All in one day.
What a fact. Well, it's just, I mean, it's like, it's raining awards, isn't it? Really? But, I mean, joking apart, I mean, it's lovely to get the awards so you can put them on your shelf back home or in the office. But, I mean, it's just really nice, though, isn't it, that it proves that what you're doing is striking a chord with people and you're getting yourself recognised.
Definitely, yeah. So it does feel really nice that, because I sometimes feel like I'm doing it and I'm tweeting out to nobody, but it's actually nice to know that people are seeing what I'm putting out there, looking at my website, they think I'm just as inspiring as I was 3 years ago.
Yes.
So it's really nice just to know that people are still paying attention, really.
Well, absolutely. And we were talking whilst that last track was playing that Greg has mentioned that indeed one of the T-shirts that you had on your site, he was desperately hoping that somebody was going to buy it for him for Christmas or last birthday or whatever it was. But it didn't happen, Greg.
Well, I was desperately hoping you were going to buy it.
Oh, it was me, was it? Right, sorry.
Birthday or for Christmas, Kerry. You know, just by way of sort of thanking me for the services I render.
I suppose I could have done that.
Extreme circumstances on a weekly basis.
There we are. No. And go on, tell us what the T-shirt was then.
Well, it was a black T-shirt.
A black T-shirt, which you do like.
I do, because I only ever wear black. Johnny Cash and me.
You do, yes.
And the wording on the T-shirt was, I don't do colour.
Right.
On a black T-shirt, and I thought if ever a T-shirt was custom made for me, that was one, and it came in my size.
Which is generous proportions, because Greg is a big man, ladies and gentlemen. We keep telling you that, and it is true. He stands 7'3", and really, he's one of the tallest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Carly, now, sorry, we're digressing here. We should be talking about your good self. Obviously, the world of business, it's never easy. You can never say, oh, yes, everything's great at the moment, the money is coming in left, right and centre. But, I mean, how have you found things now over this last year or so from your own perspective? I mean, able to keep your head above water and be positive?
I'd say the last year has probably been my best year.
Right.
I've learned a lot, obviously, through the nearly 4 years I've been in business.
Surely.
And I did a course on how to learn how to sell myself to the press. And how to get my story out there, because obviously, where I said before, I'm dyslexic, so I obviously am inspired by a lot of people.
Of course.
I do speeches for the Princess Trust. I now go to schools around the local area. I was going to say poached, that's not the right word, but by Cardiff Council, they sort of saw my story and thought, oh, you'll be perfect.
Right.
So I sort of signed up with them now. So I find this year I've got my story out there. A lot of people know my background a little bit more, and just business has just picked up in general. So I think this last year is the best.
And I suppose the key to so much of it is perseverance, isn't
Yes.
it? That, you've got to take the knockbacks because they will come in business. Just in the same way, obviously, as you've got to take all the positives when people do, such as with the Prince's Trust, give you that foot or two up the ladder. But you've got to take it all in equal measures, haven't you, really?
You have, and you have to not take it to heart when something does go wrong or something doesn't go your way. It's not normally, well, it could be your fault, I guess, but it's not something you've done obviously deliberately. It happened. You have to learn along the way. You have to just pick up things. So I always say to people, don't take it to heart, just learn from your mistakes.
I think that's a very good message, because I know a lot of people who do sort of dip their toe in the water with starting their own business. As you say, they always do tend to take it personally because, of course, inevitably, the business is like their new baby, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
But there does have to be that little bit of a separation there. And probably by having that, obviously, is going to make life a lot easier, because to a degree there has to be an element of water off a duck's back, doesn't there? Because otherwise, if you got upset every time somebody said, "Oh, I don't like that," well, you just wouldn't do it, would you?
Exactly. My first year, I think, was my hardest. I didn't make any sales at all. So I say to people, if I had taken it to heart, I probably wouldn't be 4 years down the line. I just had to pick it up, reevaluate everything, and just go back into it again.
I think we've all agreed, and Greg and I have spoken about this, that really you are an absolute shining light of the sort of young entrepreneur that we need, not only in Cardiff but around the country, really, because I mean, if there was enough youngsters absolutely pushing in the right direction, Greg, knocking some of the older ones out of the way, then it's got to be a good thing.
Absolutely right. And I think, there's an awful lot of talk at the moment about what's going to happen post-Brexit.
Surely, yeah.
There's a lot of talk about Welsh independence as well at the moment. We've got people like Carly who are absolutely in prime position to keep the economy moving upwards, not just moving along, but moving upwards. And Carly, you were telling us earlier on that you've employed one person now.
Yeah, I have one paid staff member now.
Paid staff member. So there is a direct positive impact on the community. Absolutely fantastic. 3 interns as well, I believe.
3 interns and 8 reps around the country.
And 8 reps.
Well. So now, how do those all sort of tie in then with you? Do they sort of report back to you a couple of times a week or whatever?
I normally leave the reps to it. They do what they need to do. They do come back to me if they have any problems or they need a clearer picture or something. But I can normally track them through my website, because they'll put the order through, so I can just see what they're doing. And if I need anything, and contact them. I am in sort of daily contact with my paid staff and my interns, because they run my magazine as well. So it's more of I need to be in contact. We get emails coming in, so I'm not normally in contact with the reps, but I am with the others.
Understood. So you mentioned a magazine. Tell us a little bit about that then.
I did a magazine a few years ago. It's called Anaphase magazine. Obviously going with the name.
Sure.
It got a bit too much when my business did take off, so I sort of let it go. I've now wanted to bring it back in again because it's a bit of self-advertisement, getting some more businesses out, and it's all around Well, it started as Cardiff, it's now sort of London and wherever subscribers come from. So I've now got 3 interns that run it. We do business events, book signings, anything that will connect to people. So I've got 3 uni interns working on it. So different backgrounds and knowledge and things. So that comes out once a month, and it's just full of useful information, I guess, for people who want to go into business or questions.
Well, I mean, that in itself is a full-time job. I mean, in the past I've edited football programs and quarterly magazines and one thing and another, but Greg, to be doing that on a monthly basis with a magazine, gosh, I mean, that's sort of it's a bit of a treadmill.
It really is. I used to edit a quarterly magazine, and I found that took up so much of my time. But to do it monthly is a real achievement. Where can people get hold of this magazine?
It's normally a link we send out, so we do post on our social media, so Anaphase magazine on Twitter and Facebook.
Right.
And Instagram. Yeah, we have an Instagram, so you can find us at Anaphase magazine. We do send out a link, so if you're on subscribers, but if you're not on a subscriber list, if you find us online, you send us an email, we can add you to the subscriber list, and you'll get it every month then.
Brilliant.
Well, as we said before, and I mean, it may sound a cliche, but you are such a force of nature, Carly. You really, really are. I mean, and you're always very, very positive, and I think that as we said, is hugely to your credit. But there we are. So we're talking a little bit about what's going on now, but we'll play another piece of music, and then after that, we'll talk to you about the future, because we've already mentioned the Christmas word this morning, Greg.
Well, you have.
I have. Well, I've mentioned it. Yeah, no, you're right enough.
I will probably mention it on about the 24th.
Okay, fair enough. So we'll find out a little bit more about what the next month or two is going to bring for Carly and the festive season. But let's get another piece of music in. It's too late. It's Quartz. It's Dennett, my big chum. Greg Harrison is here, and we have our first guest of the morning, and that's Carly Thompsett. We're going to have to say cheerio to Carly fairly soon, because she's got to go off and do some work. Carly, we've spoken about the awards that you've won most recently, which is excellent. We've talked about how you've established the business a little bit. Let's look a little bit towards the future. We've mentioned the word Christmas, so I'll say it again. Christmas. How busy a time is this now on this sort of run up to the festive season for you?
Christmas is probably the busiest season that I do deal with. So much that I have to start planning it in July. So I deal with Christmas a lot longer than most people.
Christmas doesn't make any sense at all.
So yeah, I normally sell out within the first week. This time we sold out within 4 days of going online.
My word.
So every year we get a new record.
Yeah.
But so this year I think it's the first year we've actually done, I wouldn't say personalised t-shirt, but a design intended for Christmas.
Okay.
Because we do a true love design, which we've done with pizza and things like that. So this year we've got Santa and a Christmas tree.
Right.
So it's a bit more Christmas themed. We have cinnamon and apple candles, gingerbread candles, mulled wine candles. We're just trying to keep it really
lovely. Yeah, lovely. Oh,
you like a candle, don't you?
I do like a candle. No, I do in absolute deed. My dear wife and I, we like to burn a candle, sometimes at both ends, but that's another story. So then, okay, you get Christmas out of the way, you get into the new year, and like you were saying, it's very much just keeping your head down, pushing on.
Yeah.
But you were saying you're also looking to perhaps get yourself a shop premises.
Yes, that is my ultimate end goal. No matter what stage I am in business, that is my ultimate end goal. It's a bit more now because I did a Princess Trust pop-up shop last April, and since then it's just made it sort of burn a little bit more. So I did look into it in the arcades, but it wasn't very busy. But I want it to be sort of worth the while of being obviously in a shopping centre. So I'm now in talks with St David's too, to see if we can get a premises.
Brilliant.
See how it goes and tread water a little bit.
Fabulous. Well, Carly, I think we know that at the end of the day you will win out, because we all agree that, my goodness me, people need to listen to you because you have that ability to make people listen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in onto the programme this morning, and it's always fun to see you, and I'm sure hopefully you will come back and see us in the new year.
I will, yeah.
Just give people, if you would, some tags and some contacts if they want to maybe go online and just have a look at some of the stuff you're up to.
Okay, so the website is Anaphase Store. So I'll spell it because some people spell it really wrong.
Okay.
So it's ANAPHASE.
Right.
So some people put 2 N's and F's and everything
so
in.
Anaphase.
So Anaphase Store. Most things are on the website. The magazine was Anaphase Magazine. If you just Google them, they'll come up.
Brilliant.
Obviously first stop then. So.
Excellent. Well, as we said, thank you so much for coming on in. Good fun to see you again, and obviously we wish you all the very best, Greg, do we not?
Absolutely we do, and do come back and see us in the new year, Carly, and let us know how the Christmas campaign went. I've said the Christmas word now.
You've said it now as well. Oh my goodness me, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing more we can do. Carly, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
Thanks.
So...